Moen witnessed the entire process of the robbers attempting to rob the girl with his own eyes. He could no longer tolerate the actions of the robbers. He raised his hand and pointed at the three robbers, loudly speaking to them. What's the point of three men bullying a girl? If you've got guts, come at me instead. In order to prevent girls from being kidnapped by them, Moen stepped forward and attracted their attention. Okay, Scarman readily agreed to Moen's words. Moen was a little surprised by his answer. He whispered with a bewildered expression, "Ah? Did he agree so readily? According to past patterns, robbers should resist him or engage in verbal battles with him." He didn't know how to respond to the next situation for a moment. "You can go now." Scarman lifted his hand and shook it towards the girl, indicating that she could leave here now. His two followers were confused about the actions of their leader. However, the girl wearing the cloak showed no response to his words. She remained standing still, seemingly with no intention of leaving. Moen immediately became anxious about Scarman's sudden change of plan. He never expected to shift his focus from that girl to him. He has nothing else except for this simple piece of clothing on his body now. He quickly shook his hand at the robbers, indicating that he didn't have any belongings on him. He hurriedly explained to them with a frightened expression, Wait a minute. You see, there's only a rag left on my whole body, and I don't have any money at all. How about this? Give me your contact information. When I get home, I will send 1,000 or 2,000 Amir to each of you. Scarman put the longsword back on his waist. He revealed his true plan to Moen. Who said I wanted to rob money? Lonely fools passing by are common, but golden-houthed, blue-eyed beauties, rare. If you were a woman, I wouldn't be very interested, but you happen to be a man. Change of plans, boys. We're going for pleasure today. Scarman looked at Moen with a very sinister smile and pulled open his own clothes with his hand. He seems to want to take Moen away and do some indescribable things to him. He is very interested in Moen's beauty. Although his two followers didn't know why he suddenly changed his plan, they still obeyed his orders. They agreed to him in unison. All right. Three robbers were looking at him with terrifying eyes and rushing towards him quickly. Seeing the current situation, Moen knew that things were moving in a direction he couldn't control. He just happened to pass by and wanted to help the girl who was robbed by the robbers, but he didn't expect these robbers to change their minds and want to take him away. He immediately turned around and ran towards the other side of the lake, wanting to escape quickly. He shouted loudly with a fearful expression on his face. What exactly is going on here? Why do men in this world also pursue men? Damn bastards. Don't come over here. Listen obediently. Stand still, it'll run. Let me have a look. The screams of Moen and the sinister laughter of the robbers echoed in the distance, making the calm plain unusually noisy. The robbers seemed genuinely willing to let the girl go. At this moment, the girl in the cloak stood beside and watched Moen and the robbers and heard all their conversations. However, she still has no intention of leaving. She closed her eyes and let out a soft sigh, then tightly held the wand in her hand. She placed her wand above her right hand and then placed the palm of her right hand upwards. She closed her eyes, focused her attention, and whispered the spell. Spirits of fire that dance upon the air, I command you in the name of your master. In no time, a red flame slowly gathered on her wand. These flames quickly spread from the wand to her surroundings, causing the temperature of the surrounding environment to slowly rise. explosion flame. The flame summoned from the girl's wand turned into a huge sea of fire in an instant. The flames quickly rushed towards the three robbers who were chasing Moen and made a very loud explosion sound. They were completely engulfed by flames and unable to escape from inside. "Boss, help!" Three robbers struggled continuously in the flames and let out screams of agony. They wanted to escape from this sea of fire, but the flames slowly engulfed their bodies until they could no longer make a sound. It seems that they no longer have a chance to come out from here. Oh my. After hearing the loud explosion, Moen turned his head and noticed the soaring flames. He was very shocked by it. The flames illuminated the entire lake. The scorching temperature of the flames made his face feel very hot, but he didn't care about it now. He stared blankly at the sea of fire, unable to say anything for a moment. He seemed to have never seen such strong magic before. Seeing that the three robbers had lost all resistance, the girl wearing a cloak walked to the shore of the lake and calmly said to Moen, "Those three idiots have already been solved. You can come up now, Mr. Mermaid." Moen turned his head and looked towards the shore, knowing that she had used magic to save him. The girl knew that Moen's behavior of attracting the robbers' attention just now was to save her. She expressed her gratitude to Moen. "Thank you for attracting their attention, which gave me the opportunity to make a move." Moen raised his hand and scratched his head, feeling a bit shy about her praise. He looked at her with a smile on his face and said to her, No, your magic is quite powerful." At this moment, the girl realized that Moen was alone on this deserted plain. She felt a little curious. "Speaking of which, this is the wilderness of Belland, you publicly exposing one's body in the wild? Do city dwellers have such crazy hobbies?" She looked carefully at Moen with a plain expression and found that he was only wearing a simple piece of clothing, nothing else. She thought he wanted to do something strange in the wilderness. Moen was startled by her words. Because he hurriedly escaped from the basement, he didn't even have a chance to find a piece of clothing to wear. He stammered while explaining to the girl, "No, it's not what you think, and no other choice. Please believe me." Speaking of which, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Moen and I am currently unemployed. Nice to meet you. Moen smiled kindly at her and extended his hand in a friendly manner. My name is Aluka, a former adventurer. I am currently practicing as a newlywed wife on how to become a virtuous wife and mother. Aluka reached out her hand and shook hands with Moen. Upon hearing Aluka's words, Moen was somewhat surprised. "Are you already married?" "I just got married last night." Aluka closed her eyes and showed a shy expression. She gently supported her cheeks with her hands as if feeling very happy about getting married. The ring on her left ring finger shone brightly in the sunlight. Moen saw Aluka so happy and gave her blessings. "Congratulations, Miss Aluka. I wish you and your husband a lifetime of happiness, unwavering love, growing old together in harmony, lots of babies." Upon hearing Moen's series of blessings, Aluka was a little surprised. She said to Moen, "Thank you." At this moment, Moen's stomach suddenly made a loud noise. The voice interrupted his conversation with Aluka. The air suddenly quieted down for a few seconds. Aluka curiously asked Moen, "Mr. Moen, are you hungry?" Moen felt a bit embarrassed about the sound coming from his stomach. After all, he has been escaping outside for 2 days and 2 nights and has never been able to rest and eat properly. He awkwardly touched his head and answered Aluka, "Yes, sorry I haven't eaten anything for 2 days, so." If you don't mind, come with me." Before Moen could finish speaking, Aluka invited Moen to come with her. She seems to want Moen to go back to her home with her. Moen was a bit confused by Aluka's words. "Miss Aluka?" Aluka turned her head to look at Moen. "As a reward for luring away the bandits just now, I have just bought food and am preparing to go home to cook. Besides, if Mr. Moen didn't voluntarily expose his body, being unclothed like this could easily make you ill. My husband is about the same height as you, so his clothes should be suitable for you." Moen was very happy to hear that Aluka was willing to provide him with food and clothes. "Really, Miss Aluka? Not only did you cook for me, but you also gave me clothes?" Aluka smiled and said to him, "It's just some old clothes that have been washed thin. Please don't have too high expectations." Moen couldn't help but give a series of compliments to Aluka. "Miss Aluka, you are truly a kind-hearted person. No, Miss Aluka, you are simply a goddess walking on the earth." Aluka was very happy with Moen's words. "That's too exaggerated. I'm just an ordinary wife. Your husband is truly blessed to have such a virtuous and beautiful wife. This must be the reward for his good karma accumulated over hundreds of lifetimes. If it's praise for being a wife, keep it coming, Mr. Moen. I enjoy it."